Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So this is homework support. We're going to make up for 2 days right now. So we're going to do a little bit of homework support in terms of how to set up your evidence if your evidence happens to be more than one line when you're quoting it from the text, and also making sure that we have our page numbers and chapters in there. These are also going to be support in terms of using and identifying your sentence structures throughout your paper. So these are going to be the two. So first, let's talk about the evidence. And I have Michaela's paper up. It's really nice. I was talking to her earlier today. And so I want to jump in with her. So when you're giving evidence, anytime your evidence begins to fall onto a second line, you want to give that evidence its own paragraph, and you want to indent the entire piece of evidence. So for example, right here, Michaela does a really good job in doing that. In the text, comma, in chapter 7 it states, so I have my chapter that is in. I actually would prefer the page number, but that's fine, but she has that. You give it a colon, all right, and all you need to do is hit shift and the button next to the L to get that colon symbol. And then you want to hit enter. And so I'm going to mess this up so you kind of see what it would have looked like and then kind of show you how it would change. So I'm going to mess this all up. So this is how it would normally look. And so you want to go in, click, hit enter. If you hit enter, it should indent like that, but that's not what you want. Go to the end of your evidence, hit enter again, so we can break it up, so we can actually get our evidence out. And now you see it kind of looks the way you want it to, but not quite, because this line is indented, and we don't want this line down here on the bottom indented. So this, where we are, that next sentence, go ahead and hit backspace to bring that back. Go back to the beginning of your evidence, hit backspace. Now highlight the entire thing. So you want to click with one finger to hold where at the beginning of the evidence, and take your other finger and slide it all the way down to the end of your evidence, and then let go. Come up here to more, and you want to hit the arrow where it says increase indent, and then your entire evidence will go through. So that is how you can do your indenting of the evidence. And again, that is when it is more than one line. So when your evidence begins to go to 2 lines or more, you want to give it its own paragraph, indent the entire thing. So that's one. Now, the next thing is your sentence structures. And I'm going to go back to those notes. So this is from EL 15.2. And we are talking about complex sentences. That was the main thing I wanted us to kind of like focus on. Knowing that there will be an independent clause, one or more dependent clauses. You want to think about your subordinates or your relative pronouns. We also have this sheet here, so it lists all the subordinates and 2 ways for you to actually do or to write complex sentences. Whether you start with your subordinate in the beginning, or maybe your subordinate will be in the middle. Okay, so let's kind of go back to Michaela. And what you want to do with this is, throughout your paper, now granted, this is what I want to see, but I do want to make sure that you have one of each sentence type. So I want a compound sentence where you have 2 independent clauses coming together using fanboys. And remember, every conjunctive or subjunctive adverb that you're using in fanboys, those have a certain meaning. So for example, and is having 2 sentences that you're trying to bring together that both are relevant to your topic. Or is when you're giving an option, either or. So 2 sentences that are options. When we talked about but, we're saying that we use but when we are almost thinking about the opposite of the first sentence, or a different way of thinking with the first sentence. And so just to give an example, I like ice cream and cake. Do you like ice cream, comma, or do you like cake? I like ice cream, comma, but it needs to be vanilla. So think about it like that. And nor, we talked about it being when you have like 2 negatives. So I don't like ice cream, comma, nor do I like cake, kind of thing. So that's how we use that. And then, of course, your independent clause, your simple sentence. No comma should be in there. It's just a very straight to the point sentence. All right? So So going back to this paper, we say we're going to highlight our simple sentences in red, highlight our compound sentences in blue, and highlight our complex sentences in green. And not really highlight, I do apologize, I meant we're going to change the text color to those. And so, again, when you want to do that, you're going to just click the sentence that you want, highlight that, come up here, and then, of course, change the color that you want to change it to in terms of what it is an example of. And because we're changing the colors on that, we talked about that when we do our comma types, we need to highlight in light gray. So that just means, again, you're going to take the sentence that you want, come up here, hit highlight, and then take the very first dark gray box that you see to highlight. And then it should go ahead, so I'll just do that now. And then you see it kind of goes over. So that way you may have a compound sentence that also has the joining comma that you're trying to support. And you can just have them both there. I'll be able to see the blue, and I'll also be able to see the gray to let me know that is a comma. And don't forget that you need to click on the end of a sentence with the comma type being used. Go up here and hit insert comment and tell me what comma type it is. So don't forget to write down the comma type. So those are your sentence structures. That is how you indent your evidence if it's more than one line. And then I also threw in there how to think about the color scheme and also with comma types. So hopefully this works out. We have one more day. And again, remember your paper will be due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Good luck.